everybody, welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica. On today's video, we're going to be trying some products from the brand Rimmel London. I have not tried very many products from Rimmel. In fact, I've only maybe purchased one product before that I can remember, maybe two. I think I might have done some foundation reviews from them before. I'm not 100% certain. I'd have to go back and look in my channel to see what Rimmel foundations I might have tried. I do currently have foundation on my face because I am trying the Rimmel London Stay Matte Lightweight Mousse Foundation. This is going to be a full day wear test. If you're interested in seeing what I think about it, come back to tomorrow's video and you'll see my Foundation Friday video. But I'm going to be trying a bunch of other products from Rimmel today. I was picking up this foundation. I was looking for some drugstore foundations to try. I decided to pick up that Rimmel one. So I was like, you know what? I have not tried a lot of products from Rimmel. Let me go ahead and pick some up, give them a try, and let you all know what I think of them. So I did have the Rimmel face powder for quite a while, actually. The problem was I bought it in the wrong shade. I was watching another YouTuber who is a little bit, just a hair darker than I am skin tone wise. And she was using the shade Sandstorm. So I went and picked up Sandstorm, right? Instead of Translucent. It was way too dark for me. Way too dark for me. So I did declutter that recently. I did not pick up the translucent shade, but I have a bunch of other products here that I'm going to try today and let you know what I think of them and get your feedback as well. Before I get started, if you were not aware, I do have my own online clothing boutique. It is nimities.com. The link's in the description bar down below if you're curious. If not, that's okay too. Also, if you like this video while you're watching, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and consider subscribing. And if you have any comments, leave those in the comment section down below as well. All right, so like I said, I do already have my Rimmel Stay Matte foundation on. I do have a primer on as well, which is not Rimmel. The next product that I have that I'm going to be trying is the Rimmel Stay Matte Soft Matte Concealer. So this is in the shade 011 Porcelain. It does look like it might be a hair dark, but we're going to give it a try and see how it goes. And I am going to be putting some powder on. Like I said, I do not have the Rimmel powder, but I am going to be putting some powder on this that's drugstore nonetheless. So let's go ahead and pull this out. Okay, so it does have just like regular doe foot. I like to just wipe the tip of the doe foot off. Actually, this is very liquidy because I don't like to have too much concealer. I do like to just put a little bit on my under eyes, and I'm going to put a little bit on my nose because a lot of times I have issues with foundation. I'm going to be honest, that it just doesn't like to sit on my nose. All right, I have a sponge here that I'm going to be using to blend this in, and let's see how this looks. The foundation is actually turning a little bit pink on me, so you'll see that in tomorrow's video, how it ends up. And oh my golly. This is actually taking away the foundation on my nose. That is very, very weird. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. And I'm not getting very much coverage, to be honest with you. I don't know that the camera's going to show it. Where I put those dots, they literally have dotted out my foundation. Okay, let's try a little bit more. That is really, really weird. Number one, like I said, I'm not getting much coverage. So we're going to put a little bit more on. And it looks like it's just taking up my foundation, and I'm not sure if that's the concealer or if that is for some reason the sponge, but I've used this sponge numerous times before and not had that issue, so I'm not sure. Okay, it is literally taking the foundation up. It's literally taking the foundation. I'm gonna zoom you in and you guys can see my nose. Hold on one second. I'm hoping you guys can see my nose. Like where I put the concealer, I have little dots all over my nose. That is so weird. It didn't do that on my under eyes, but like everywhere on my nose that I put that concealer, it literally just pulled up the foundation. I hope you guys can see that. I think you can. I'm looking at the viewfinder and it looks like, especially like on the side here, you can see that. That is insane. It doesn't look like it did it on my cheeks, but my nose is a problem area as far as like concealer sticking to it, or not concealer. I don't have problems with concealer. It's usually foundation. That's really, really, really weird. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more foundation on my finger here and dab it on my nose and see if I can fix that. But normally I put concealer on my nose and that's what ends up like covering my nose when I'm having issues with foundation. That is really, really weird. I've never encountered that before. And now it's not sticking at all. See, this is, my nose is a challenge when it comes to foundation. All right, that was really, really, really odd. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. And now I'm having issues. Like that one spot on my nose, it just does not want to stay. And I don't want to put too much foundation on and have it like end up looking bad. Okay, so I'm starting to be convinced that it's the foundation because I just pulled out my Flower Beauty concealer and figured, oh, I'll just put a couple of dots on it. And where I put the Flower Beauty concealer, it did the same thing. I'm starting to think it's actually the foundation. The foundation just doesn't like to have anything sitting on top of it. So I'm going to do something I have never done before. Wipe off the foundation on my nose and reapply. So give me 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and reapply this foundation on my nose, and I will be back in just a moment to continue with everything else. Okay, so that was a new experience for me. I've never had a foundation act like that. And I can only assume it's got to be the foundation because I've used this Flower Beauty concealer before and never had that issue. So originally when I first put this Rimmel concealer on, I thought it was the Rimmel concealer, but the Flower Beauty did the same thing. So it's got to be the foundation, right? That's really odd. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just use a little bit of my Physicians Formula powder to just kind of like, quote unquote, set my under eyes. And then we'll move on to more Rimmel products. All right, so while I was off screen, I also did my brows. I'm using the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil. All right. I only put the little bit of that powder on my under eyes, on my nose, a little bit on my cheeks, and a little bit on my forehead. I left my chin without any powder. And when I say a little bit, I mean I just tap my brush in and pat it on my face. Okay, let's keep going. I did pick up a bronzer. This is the Rimmel London Natural Bronzer Waterproof Bronzing Powder, which I don't know if that's true or not. This is in the shade 020 Sunshine, which was the lightest shade that my Rite Aid had. It does have a bit of golden sheen, golden glitter in there. I'm not sure if it's an overspray or if it's throughout the entire powder, but we will see. Does anyone get the hiccups when they cough? I'm just wondering if I'm the only one because I coughed and now I've got the hiccups. So if I start hiccuping, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I did manage to get my fingernail in this. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it, but I'm just going to swirl in here with my bronzer brush and go ahead and just bronze up my face a little bit. Like I said, you're going to hear me hiccuping. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to minimize that as much as I can. Now, this does have the same scent to it as the powder did. It's not horrendous as far as the powder goes, or the scent goes, but it is there. And it looks like I managed to get some of that foundation off my nose again. My nose is just having a major issue with this foundation. All right, so I like this powder. I'm going to see if I got some on my hand to see if the gold goes the whole way through, and it seems to. Like, it seems to go the whole way through. So it is something that's going to be through the entire product. But I like the way it looks on my skin, though. I don't think it's too overpowering. I put a little bit on my forehead. All right, I do not have a blush or highlighter from Rimmel. So I'm going to be using this one from e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Blush and Blushing. It's very powdery. And I'm going to be using this Essence Pure Nude highlighter. Okay, so I think the rest of my products are going to be Rimmel, so let's keep going, except for my eye primer. My eye primer is from MAC. It's my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I'm going to go ahead and put this on my lids, and then we will go in with the rest of the Rimmel products. All right, on my lids, I'm going to be using this Rimmel Magnifies Crimson Edition. I'm really sorry for all the cuts, y'all, but I have the hiccups, and it's annoying me. It does come with a little brush. It has a sponge tip on one end and a little brush on the other end, so that's kind of cool. But this is what the palette looks like. I think there was like a rust edition as well, and that was like the other one that I was kind of leaning towards. But I ended up going with this one. They have a lot of different shades in this range, in these palettes. If you're curious and you want to try one, they have all different kinds. Reds are just something that I naturally gravitate to, which is why I went with the red one. There's also a lot of browns in here, and even like some golds and stuff, so it does give you a bit of a variety. All right, I'm going to go in with this shade first. They don't have names on them. They don't even really have numbers, but I'm going to go in with this shade first. It is a matte, and it is the closest to cream shade. It's not completely cream, but it is just like a light pink. So I'm going to use that to kind of set my Painterly Paint Pot on my lid, and then we'll go into some other shades here, which will be fun. Okay. All right, I'm going to go into the bright pink next to it, and I'm going to put that in my crease and see what that looks like. I'm starting to think that my paint pot might be ready to be retired, this one in particular, because I've had it open for a while. And when I put it on my eyes, it does have a tendency to be really, really pink. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that when I first came back from putting it on. But it does have a tendency to be really, really pink. I think you can see like on the inner portion of my eye there, that's the paint pot, that's not eyeshadow. So I think that that one might be ready to go, which is, kind of sad, but I didn't use it all, but it's fine. I have a soft ochre one that is brand new that I'm going to start using instead, and then maybe I'll go back to the paint pot or the Painterly then at some point. But I have the soft ochre one, which I'm going to be using from here on out, because I wanted to use that up and I'm just not going to get a chance to do so. All right, next I'm going to go in with this lighter red shimmer here, and I'm just going to put that all over the lid. All right, so that is a little bit darker than I had wanted. So I'm going to go into this cream shimmer, and I'm just going to put that right over top of that just to lighten it up a little bit. It's still going to be red, pink, obviously, but it is going to lighten it up, which is kind of what I'm looking for. Like I said, I'm literally going to a backyard picnic on my sister-in-law's deck. So yeah, don't want to look, super dramatic, although I am going to be putting some eyeliner on today, so it's okay. All right, that I think looks pretty nice. I'm going to go into this darker red that is a matte shade. It's beside that bright pink, and I'm just going to put that in the outer corner of my eye. And then I'm going to go in with that light shimmer that I just put over top of the lid, and I'm going to put that in my inner corner as well. And I could easily go with this palette in particular. I could take some of the browns in it and do like a darker brown look. There's not a lot of, well, there's a gold, and like the shade that I used as my base, you could use that in the crease. So you could go with a more neutral brown look with this palette if you wanted to. There's not a whole lot of variety. You're going to either do a red look or a brown look. I mean, let's be honest. That's what we got going on here. That's the colors. All right, I'm going to go into that dark red with my pencil brush and just run that along my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go over that with the brighter pink right beside that. All right, and I think that is all I'm going to do for my eyeshadow. So this is actually pretty nice. I had seen a video from Emily Noel a while ago about the Magnifies palettes, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to give these a try, because she said that they were really, really good. So yeah, that's actually not bad. Actually, let me do this. Let me just do a little bit more blending on my under eyes, because they didn't get blended out the best, because I'm just not the best at blending. Let's be honest. I'm not a beauty guru. Okay. I just pretend. I like to play with makeup. Let's be honest. I just like to play with makeup, as I'm sure several of you probably do too. Okay. I got some more Rimmel products coming up. All right. I picked up this here. This is the Scandalize Extreme Black Mascara, and it also has an eyeliner. So it actually has the two products in it. So it's like a 2-for-1. It's like special value. Waterproof. So I'm not sure if they're both waterproof or if it's just the mascara is waterproof. I don't normally wear waterproof mascara, but it seems like a couple of these products that I picked up today are like waterproof. So that's interesting. I'm excited. I don't normally wear waterproof stuff. I used to be like, I have to have waterproof mascara when I was like a teenager and I didn't know any better. Now I actually just kind of prefer to have regular mascara. All right, there's the liner. Sorry for all the creaking and crackling. So this is the mascara. So it says this is very volumizing, it looks like. No. Okay, so it looks like the eyeliner is waterproof. The mascara just says it's Scandalized Mascara. The eyeliner says it's Scandalized Waterproof Kohl Kajal Eyeliner. So, all right, let's go ahead in with the mascara first. It's a very thick container. Not necessarily my favorite, but let's go in with this. This says it has 12 months life on it. Whoa, that is a large brush. Can you guys see that? That is a large brush. Okay, let's put this on and try not to get it all over my face, which I have been known to do. So let's go ahead with this brush. All right, so that's not a bad mascara. It's not something that I would like run out and have to pick up again. It's not something that I'm like totally in love with. Now I will say this, that usually the first time I wear a mascara, it's not something that I am totally enamored with. I have to use it a couple of times before I know for sure. I mean, there are some mascaras that I'm just like, oh my gosh, that is terrible. I will never wear that mascara again. Absolutely. But there are definitely some mascaras that I have to use a couple of times before I know that I absolutely like them too. So yeah, that's not bad. Let's go in with the eyeliner. I'm going to put this on my waterline. Hopefully it works okay. I'm not gonna be able to talk during this, so I'll be back in just a second. All right, you guys, so that is like super, super black, like crazy dark. And it goes on really, really creamy, really, really smooth. I'm not gonna put it on my upper lash line because if I did, I would probably get it everywhere. But that actually is really nice. And because I have hooded eyes, I have a, I'm very careful with the eyeliners that I put on my upper eyeline because it could very easily smear and smudge and transfer. So, but that is really, like, that went on really dark and it went on really creamy. Like, it's super, super creamy. So I'm just trying to make sure I have it like fully covering my waterline. Now, the test will be is if this migrates. A lot of times what I end up getting with mask or eyeliners, when I put them on my waterline, they will either like migrate to the outer corner or migrate to the inner corner, and then I just look weird. But right now, putting that on like initially, that's really, really nice. Okay, and the final product that I'm going to be putting on my face today that is Rimmel is the lipstick. This is the Rimmel Lasting Finish by Kate lipstick in the shade Rouge, I think. I think it's a shade Rouge. It doesn't say on it. It just says 104, and I think it says Rosetto / Rouge à Lèvres. I don't know. I don't speak other languages, unfortunately. I would love to. But I just don't. Anyway, it's like a pinky red. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. You guys, this smells like flowers. Like straight up smells like flowers. That is odd. It's almost like a fruity, flowery flavor. It's odd. All right. That is all of the products that I'm putting on my face today. Actually, I'm going to spray my face down real quick. Let's do that. That's just Fix Plus. All right. So let's talk about the products that I put on my face. We're not going to talk about the foundation. Come back tomorrow and I will tell you all about what I feel of that foundation. The bronzer I thought was really pretty. Even though it has gold throughout it, it doesn't actually show up as gold on the face, which I think is really pretty. The concealer didn't give me a lot of coverage, so I'm going to have to play with that a little bit more. I put 2 coats on my under eye, and I still don't feel like it got, like I can still see some of my freckles coming through. The lipstick is actually really pretty. It smells a lot like it's very, very florally, heavy scented floral. So if you don't like that, you might not like this. But I think the shade's pretty. Like I said, this is 104. It's got more purple in it than I thought it was going to, but that's okay. And then the mascara I'm actually liking. I think the mascara is really nice right now. The liner, though, is super creamy, super nice. It went on really, really smooth. I hope it lasts because that is a really nice liner. And then the eyeshadow I like as well. I have a tendency to do like a similar look every time I do my eyeshadow. It just might be brown instead of red or green instead of red. I don't use greens very often. It's usually reds, pinks, or browns on my eyes, and I like reds on my eyes. I think they look really nice. Some people will not go with reds because they feel like it looks like they've got a bruise or something. I personally like the way reds look on my eyes. So overall, I like everything I used except the concealer on my nose, but that could be the foundation. Let's be honest, that could be the foundation. The mascara, I did put a second coat on, as you saw when I was talking to you. I put a second coat on. I think it looks nice with a second coat. It's not very volumizing, but it is definitely a deep black shade. The liner, I'm really liking. The lipstick, it doesn't feel drying, which is nice. When I first put it on, I thought it might feel a little bit drying, but now that it's sat for a couple seconds, it actually feels pretty moisturizing. And I think that's everything, right? I like the bronzer. I'm definitely going to be using that bronzer again in the near future. So this is future Jessica breaking in on the video here. It is 6:09 and I'm about to take my foundation off, my makeup off entirely. And I just wanted to show you how the makeup held up throughout the rest of the day. My lipstick is gone. I actually wiped that off when I was eating. I'm about to eat some dinner, but I did want to show you that. My eye makeup still looks exactly the same as when I put it on, with the exception of the waterline. You can see it kind of migrated out to the side of my eye. That's one of the things that really bothers me. It's not as bad on my right eye, but it definitely migrated out to the side of my eye on my left eye there. So that's a little bit disappointing, but I think for the most part, it still actually looks pretty good on my waterline, other than like the very corner kind of migrating out. The mascara I think looks pretty good after 8 hours. I think it looks good on my eyes, but overall, everything that I tried out today from Rimmel has actually been pretty good, to be honest with you. I'm actually really impressed. So, all right, back to the rest of the video. That is it for today's video. Thank you for hanging out with me and trying out some new Rimmel products. I do appreciate you coming back and seeing me today. And let me know what your thoughts are. Are there any other brands that you would like me to do kind of like a full face of? Let me know that in the comment section down below. I did do an e.l.f. one just a couple of weeks ago. If I remember, I will link that down below as well. And that's going to be it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, a thumbs up is always appreciated. If you have not already and you would like to, subscribing is always appreciated as well. And if you have any comments, let me know in the comment section down below. Have you tried a lot of Rimmel products? Because it's one of those brands that, like, it actually in my Rite Aid, it's on an end cap and it's like very prominent, but it's one of those brands that I just kind of like walk past, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it's just one of those brands that I don't really spend a lot of time looking at. And everything that I tried has actually been really good. So maybe it's something that I need to do a little better job of, you know, taking notice of it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I do hope to see you on the next Epic Beauty Fail. And if you're curious about how the foundation turns out, come back tomorrow and I will let you know. Bye.